Are all salts the same? Let's find out.
Slice, dice, chop, nice spice, hot or mild. We got it, you just name the style. One in a mill, culinary skills, prestigioso, todo queda sabroso.
So for me, flavor is everything. The name Sabroso means flavor, tasty, yummy, savory. My philosophy is that food can look good, but if it doesn't taste good, then your cooking is in vain. So make it sabroso. So one of the ways of making a dish or a recipe full of flavor is the essence of what is in our water, is in our bodies, is in the earth, and that's salt. But we came to answer the question, are all salts the same? No, they're not. Let me show you. So let's take a look at the most basics of salt, and that's iodized salt. If you use this for cooking, stop. The problem with iodized salt is that it has iodine. And the reason why they put iodine is so that the salt doesn't clump. But when you're cooking with it, you don't want that iodine taste. And so I don't recommend this necessarily for anything that you're cooking 90% of the time. You can use this for seasoning your pasta water. You can use this for salt brines, pickles, and stuff like that. But for anything else, so you're probably asking the question, what's my favorite salt? That would be kosher salt. Now, when we talk about kosher salt, there are two main brands, Morton's and Diamond Crystal. Out of these two, Diamond Crystal is my favorite. I pretty much use this in everything, even in baking. I do keep the Morton's on hand. Instead of the iodized salt, I'll use this for brining and pickling or making a salt crust. This is perfect for that. If you look closely, the Morton's has very heavy, thick granules, while the Diamond Crystal has very light, thin flakes, perfect for pinching and seasoning. And you can see exactly what you're putting on and knowing that it's not going to be oversalted because of how light the crystals are. But there are also other salts as well, like sea salt. What is sea salt? It's salt from the sea. Now, there are different types of sea salt that you can buy. Probably one of the most famous and the most sought after is the Himalayan pink salt, which, can I make a confession? I don't like using pink Himalayan salt. That's just my opinion, that's just my taste. I personally think it's better as a bath salt. Man, I can see the comments now. However, there is a sea salt that I do love, and that is the Malden brand sea salt. Now, this salt is super flaky, super flavorful. See how it crunches? It's almost like if you go to the beach and you swallow the seawater, that's exactly what's exploding in my mouth right now. That saltiness, that brininess, but it's full of flavor. It's so delicious. Malden is definitely one of the best brands out there. However, if you use sea salt like you do kosher salt, a lot of times you'll oversalt things simply because when you add it and you begin to taste it, you say it's just fine, but that salt hasn't fully dissolved. And so by the time it does, your dish can end up salty and you don't want that. I personally don't use sea salt in all my cooking. I use it specifically as a finishing salt. So if I'm cooking a nice New York strip or prime rib or ribeye, top that steak with that beautiful sea salt, and it adds that finishing touch, that finishing burst of flavor, of saltiness to that steak or to roasted vegetables. Sea salt is the perfect finishing touch. Last but not least is the creme de la creme, the king of salts, the ruler of saltiness, the ambassador of taste, and that is Fleur de Sel. Fleur de Sel is also a finishing salt, but it is the finest of the finishing salts. Fleur de Sel is like wet sand. It almost sticks together. Fleur de Sel has that super clean sea flavor. It doesn't smack you in the face, but it slowly gives you that saltiness, and it lingers in the back of your throat, dancing around as if this was some type of beach party. That was a little bit extra. Yeah, no. And this salt I love to use as a finishing salt for grilled scallops, a crudo, ceviche. I like to use it in a lot of fish applications because you're combining sea with the sea. And this is what Fleur de Sel is. It is literally the sea in the palm of my hand. So there you have it. If you like this video, smash that like button and click to subscribe so you can stay up to date on all new content. And remember, food can look good, but if it doesn't taste good, then your cooking is in vain. So make it sabroso. Sabroso.